Uh, well, I can't comment on that. I mean, this is under investigation of the Tennessee TBI, and we're certainly going to let them conduct their investigation, and they'll draw their own conclusions. We'll comply with those conclusions.
What, just as a general sort of thing, Government Operations Committee, and I came in late, you may have addressed this, but the Government Operations Committee over the past several years has blocked any number of extensions of agencies. Apparently, Representative Shipley was boasting that he had done something there regarding the Board of Nursing. Is that starting to be abused now? I mean, you had some ideological reasons for doing this in the past, but now you had this thing with Jim Cobb this year. Now you had this thing with Shipley. What's at work there?
We certainly don't want in any way appear abusive, and I don't think that was anyone's intent. And if it was, they were wrong. I mean, the purpose of the oversight committees and the role of the legislature is to make sure that they are meeting the needs of our constituents, and they are using our taxpayers' dollars wisely.
Mm-hmm.
So what are you saying? You're not commenting on this TBI?
Well, I'm not allowed to comment on the investigation. That's an ongoing investigation, and I'll let them draw their own conclusions, and whatever they conclude, we'll comply with that.
Well, what about the general proposition that these guys were basically strong-arming the health department on behalf of Dale Ford's sister worked at the clinic, and one of the nurses goes to church with Shipley. I mean, they've got some kind of personal thing going on, they wouldn't have been so involved.
I don't know the particulars of it. I made a point not to know the particulars of it. If they've done something that is wrong or inappropriate or unethical, they should receive punishment for it, but I don't know that they have.
What do you mean you've made a point not to know the particulars?
Well, I mean, I don't know the specifics of it, and I'm not allowed to comment on something that the TBI is
You're the Speaker of
currently.
the House. Aren't you supposed to be
I know what legislation
policing?
I know what legislation is before the General Assembly, and I know all these boards are up for review on a regular basis, and my knowledge is that the nursing board was renewed.
Have you as a legislator ever introduced legislation or said you would as part of negotiations to create leverage to inspire some action elsewhere?
No, I have not.
You have not? Do you know of that having ever been done in the Tennessee General Assembly?
Not to my knowledge, but if it has, it's wrong.
Will you talk to Ford or Shipley?
I have not talked to either.
Will you?
It's not on my agenda to do. No, I have not talked to them. And again, this is under Tennessee Bureau of Investigation, and that's where it needs to be right now. I don't need to comment on it.
Have you been contacted by TBI about this?
No, I have not.
Wasn't there also like a separate sort of ethics issue involved, in which case you would be
There have been no
responsible?
ethics charges brought, and if there are, they would go before the Ethics Commission here in the General
Would this
Assembly.
be an appropriate subject for the ethics committee?
Well, it would need to be another member of the General Assembly to issue that complaint.
I gather
And
you
if
would
it
not.
is, I have not looked at that yet, but if it does come before the Ethics Commission, I trust that those members will investigate it and do so wisely.